Now, the African Union has on Sunday lauded a decision by the High Court of Kenya for dismissing a case in which a medical doctor had challenged the provision of female genital mutilation. The argument had been that the ban on FGM placed a limit on women's choice and right to uphold their culture. The court, however, ruled on Wednesday that the practice of FGM violates a human's right to health, human dignity, and possible instances of right to life. Here's more details of that in this report.
The AU Commission has termed the decision a clear demonstration of the commitment by member states to preserve, protect, and promote women's rights through laws, policies, and action. During the trial and ruling, African Union treaties, conventions, and discrimination against women were referenced to validate the retrogressive nature of FGM and the need to protect women and girls' rights. Female genital mutilation has been a top priority for United Nations agencies and non-governmental organizations for almost 3 decades. The Commission on Human Rights adopted a resolution condemning the practice. UNICEF estimated in 2016 that 200 million women living today in 30 countries, 27 African countries, Indonesia, Iraq, and Yemen have undergone the procedures. The medic, Dr. Tatu Kamau, challenges the constitutionality of the Prohibited of FGM Act, arguing that sections of the Act contravene articles of the Kenyan Constitution. She says stopping women from doing FGM under medical practitioners is denying them right to health care. She claimed to advocate for communities that practice FGM and women jailed for carrying out the right. The judges are not convinced with the arguments put forward by the petitioner and don't think it is justifiable in a modern democratic state. Ms. Victoria Maloka, the AUC Acting Director for Women, Gender and Youth, says the ruling is an enforcement of existing commitments to gender equality, moving from commitments to actions. FGM was officially banned in the Gambia in 2015, but since the enactment of legislation prohibiting the practice, among others, only 49% of women believe that the practice should stop, while the rest believe it needs to continue. In January 2020, the Gambia government and the UN system renewed commitment and accelerated efforts to achieve the SDGs. Part of that commitment is the drive to reduce the FGM prevalence rate in the Gambia from 76% to 0 by 2030. Female genital mutilation or cutting is the cutting of female genitalia or clitoris, usually without the consent of the individual. Razor blades, unsterilized knives, scissors are common instruments used in performing FGM, with a single instrument used on up to 30 girls. One of the cultural and religious reasons for justifying the practice of FGMC is in the reduction of promiscuity and ensuring virginity before marriage. But others argue it deprives women of sexual satisfaction and denies them rights to sexual health and pleasure. Reporting for iAfrica News, this is Mariama Cham.